Good morning and welcome to today's live trading London session with Harmonic Scanner and Pitchforks. Let's just start sharing screen and we'll look at the news first today. So it is Tuesday 22nd. We've got Japanese second day of a bank holiday, Affect Asian session. We've got GBP news that we've just had, because this is my time, GBP, and then some USD news this afternoon. So let's start going with our London pairs. I did look at the Harmonic scanner briefly, but I haven't drawn any new ones. So we've got a new Euro GBP there, very wicky off that end there, and quite a gap. I know Justin's up to date with everything. Just going to try and see how much that's moved off. 54. And I presume that is a good enough size for us. So I'm just going to draw this one quickly. So I presume the fact it's wicked off right up to that D point is, and you can see all that stalling out along there. So it is good for us for a sell because it's not a strong move upwards and it's stalled out for a long time. So it just tried to move up on that GBP news probably. And yeah, 9 o'clock couldn't quite make it. So I think that could be quite a good one for us for selling Euro GBP now. So 15th of the 9th at 03, 16th at 1600. Just make sure your time zone's correct bottom right when you draw these. 17th at 1500, 1600, and 22nd at 9. If anyone's got any questions, want to ask anything about the strategy, please do. Put it onto the same time frame that you found it on the scanner. Let's just get rid of those. And we've got 15th, one up there, tidy the chart up. 15th at 03, that's that one. So come over here to your little scanner icon there, make sure you've got your magnet on so that it gets exactly on the end of the wick. 16th at 1600, you're looking for your next low, which is going to be that one. If you're in doubt, draw a horizontal line. 17th at 1500, the next high, the next low, which is 17th at 1600, and the 22nd at 9. And once you've got it on, just check back on the scanner. It looks the same shape, which it does. Come over here, keep the magnet on, get the pitchfork, just the one at the top. I saved them onto favorites, that little yellow star, and then X, C, D, and come down to the 1 minute to make sure that it's on correctly to the nearest high or low candle. And we've just got it coming down to that pitchfork there with the 62 coming down. We want that to cross down, break in the retest. We have got that quarter theory in the way. So keep an eye on what the other correlating pairs are doing when you're deciding which one to get into, because they can move at slightly different speeds, and just pick one of them. This isn't a particularly fast pair, but I do like the way that it's stalled out all the way along from that end of New York. Couldn't make that high very well, and you can see that news caused it to spike, so it's coming back down, and price doesn't want to carry on stalling. It has to make a decision sooner or later which way it's going to go. Just put that one on. So we'll mark that one up and then come back to it. I like to use that magnification thing sometimes. It doesn't matter so much on this, on the B and the A, because you haven't got any pitchforks on them, but I kind of like them on properly. There's the A. And the X. And then lock them on, then they can't slip on you and you don't notice, because that's happened to me in the past. And just check you like the look of it. That looks good. And then we'll come down to the 1 minute and mark it up. So we've got a sell scan, just break it down as you go. Say what you see, which, as we've said, is that long stall out all along the 62. Price always wants to rest and come back to that. The news caused that spike. It formed the end of the Elliott wave. Let's just make that bigger for us. I just want to look at that big candle down. So that was after the news. So as soon as the news happened, it's dropped back, because often on the news spike it'll retrace 50%, and then it's coming down now. So just put a position on. Let's see what that gap is. So with this one, 10 pip stop loss, we would want to not wait until there, I think. It's not ideal, because Chance always says anything under 20 pips he doesn't count, because that's his 2-to-1, he calls it slippage. So that's 15 pips. But from our point of view, if we get that 62 crossing or coming down into our red area, because we like the 3 confirmations together, and get the break and the retest, then we've got a very good chance of that 15 pips. Isn't normally how I trade. It's kind of on the edge, isn't it? Because price will probably want to come down to that major level, that quarter theory. And then we've got another nice take profit, but it is a slower pair, 53 to 65. This is not a you know, really big fast moving pair. 91652. 6 5 2, and then we'll move on to other pairs, and I'll put an alert on. I think that's a good little trade. So I'll put my alert there. Just measure the pips in a minute. So I had different settings on it, so I was checking I had it correct. Coordinates. That's going to hit it in a minute. Just want to see how many pips that is. Wait for the retest. 5 pips. That's moving quite fast, isn't it? I wonder whether we're going to get the retest, because it did a long move up. We haven't got that. Ideally, we'd like that 62 to catch up, just in case it tails off. But it does look like it's got quite strong momentum now, doesn't it? Okay, I'll just move on to something else while that's sorting itself out. GCAD. That was that wick from the news, 99. So a long stall out, the news made it go down. So if Euro's coming down, GBP, quite a strong move up. So that's worth looking at. So that's Euro GBP. Don't get into opposite pairs, remember. GBP CAD for a buy. 21st of the 9th at 10. 21st at 1400. 21st at 1600. 22nd at midnight. Local time, remember, you want the same on your trading view. And the 22nd at 9. Let's just have a look at this. That's why I want this to catch up, because that's now smaller and it's wicking off. And we might wait for the half hour, 7 minutes away till the half hour candle, to see if that is just going to stall out along here for a while. Or is that 2 indecision candles, 2 little doji candles that's carrying on? So it might give, this is 5 pips, remember, we might be waiting for 10 pips. But I wouldn't want to get in until it's done a retest, and this is quite high up here. GCAD. So again, very long stall out. Moved down before the news. That's the news. Took off from the news and now still going up. So we haven't actually, let's see what our new entry is going to look like. So I think if that comes back now, we've probably got enough. It'd be nice if it went down a little bit further than that 5.1 pips. Let's just put this on while we're waiting for that. And grab your scanner. '21st at 10. Oh, I didn't measure it, did I? 21st at 14. Looks quite small. 21st at 16. 21st at midnight. and then that one C to D, 106. It's moving fast off that wick. Let's see what's happening here. So there's the end of the sell candle. That's about 7 or 8 wicks. So if that gives us the retest back, we'd be good to go. And you can see that that's about 8 pips down there. You can see that's now about to cross. So that's going to be good for a sell. GCAD. Not very nice when you get those big wicks. The shape doesn't look very nice. X, C. Oh, and I didn't get on Chance's session this morning either, sorry, so I didn't see what he had marked up from today. And do remember, when you're compounding, link your chart, link your account to your MyFX book or CTrader, whatever you're using. Then you can plot your progress on your percentage account. Keep it to one strategy per account. Don't mix strategies on the same broker account, because you won't be able to see your progress. And you'll also be able to see if you favor buys or sells. And you can see if you've put together a winning week and a winning month. And that'll give you great confidence about consistency, that you are going in the right direction. Let's go back to Euro GBP when I've finished this. That's it. Lock them on. So we didn't really get a break and a retest off there. Let's have a look at this. Oh, so it hasn't given us that retest back yet. And that's too far off there. Well, 1.9. I wouldn't, personally, I don't take it if it's like 1.9 to 2. That's a bit far for me. That says to me, well, you can see the behavior and it has crossed there. So a bit of peculiar movement on these Euro GBP pairs because of those wicks. Personally, I prefer it up there, but you can see what it's doing. So some of you may have got in there. You can't, 2 pips in this size market isn't a great big deal, is it? But, it's now wicking off, so it might still carry on up. So personally, lots of other things always to look at. I only like the highest quality trades these days, so I have no need to take that if I don't feel comfortable with it, and I don't like that personally. GCAD, so that's up to you if you did get in up there. It's probably going to drop down there now. So you'll get your 15 pips, but a bit peculiar movement. So let me mark up GCAD while we're here, because the whole point of this strategy is set your alerts like the ka-chings on the new wonderful 321. We don't sit and stare at our charts. We wait for the ka-chings. They're moving fast, aren't they? That's the half-hour candle. Let's look at that half-hour. Oh, there it is. Wow. Scary moves. So that's that's very unusual for Euro GBP in that period of time. Very quick move. And I'm just wondering if that's where was the 9:30 news? there. So it's more than gone past it. Right, I'm going to leave that one then because the next move on this is down here, similar sort of setup. And you can see it's crossed now, and it could stay now in this zone for quite some time. It's not that fast a pair, remember, so it could stay exactly in this 15 pip gap for quite some time. So GCAD has come straight up off the D point, stalled out on the quarter theory, didn't give us a break and a retest. That was the news there, and it went up 40 pips, 954, 930. So it started there, it still stalled before it took off. And then the end of the news move was up to that quarter theory and Pitchfork. So it didn't give us a great break and a retest, but because you had all that momentum, it's carried on up. So our next move, that's coming up there, is, let me just measure that there. That's 10 pips. So you just want it, you want your candles to clear that line, but the problem with this GCAD one, 17 pips, similar to that Euro GBP, we haven't got the full 20 in between us and that quarter theory. $150. You want 15 pips on GCAD. Just checking that line there. 170848. So our break and our retest on that, you've got that strong momentum candle, 9.8, strong candle there. We've got that crossing, but it is all below these major points here. So again, that could cross, but just tail off along here. And that will be reflected in that going sideways for a while after quite a big move, because it's been doing a big move because of that news. 945. But it's got a good momentum, hasn't it?
Good morning, Sarah.
Hi, morning. How are you?
Fine.
So it's good. So it should, I love your picture, your new profile picture. I think that's so cute. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, I love that. Very nice. So it should want to complete up to this outer scan.
Yeah, you are correct. The ADR is at 1.712,000.
0.71. Oh, okay. Up here in these outer. Yeah. Right. So it will want to go up to that level. Thank you. Yeah. So we've got a few. It's just retracing a little bit at the moment. That's just about to cross, isn't it? Below there. So it'd certainly get 16 pips. Let me look at the half-hour candle. So the half-hour candle is a much smaller buy candle at the moment. So it's made its major move on the news on the half-hour there. 9:30. That's that half-hour. and come down to the 15-minute. It's wicked off our pitchfork. 5-minute, the sell candle coming below the pitchfork. So it might want to just stall out for a minute now. So you can see it's coming down. So for us, it would be nice if it came back down to this level and then took off again. That would be a better entry for us. And that's 32 pips. So don't buy it at the moment because in this strategy, it's below the pitchfork. Okay, so that's GBP CAD at the moment. Let's check on Euro GBP. Coming back up. I wonder if that, well, as I say, it could just be ranging between the two now. Wait for that. That's come down into there. So not an ideal one. Let's look at GBP USD.
Yeah, this one, the other one, the quarter theory, it's the ADR.
This one?
No, the other one, the Euro GBP.
Yeah, the ADR is 91498.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, why have I got that sat at that?
In matter of fact, this pair is touched ADR on both sides today.
The what?
He touched the ADR on both sides, up and down.
Here.
Yeah, this is down, and the other swing high that you have at the top. At the top.
Here.
Yes, that's the ADR on that side.
Oh, okay. So it's swinging between the two, but at the moment we've got the,
like you said. Yeah.
Okay. So here we've got a downward momentum with our 62. I don't understand why my quarter theory has gone on to 1.91498. Don't know what's happened there. Anyway, I'll have to leave that at the moment. Right, GN we don't usually look at. It's wicked off the quarter theory. It's giving us a mixed message because it's got the 62 saying it's buying, but two big rejections off the quarter theory anyway. I haven't got a new scan on that. We don't usually trade it on these live sessions anyway because it's too volatile for us. So at the moment I've got it, so that moved 50, 100, 152, nearly 300 pips. 16th of September to the 17th in 24 hours. So that shows you what it does. So at the moment I'm going to bring up this green scan, it's the one that it's in. And just fade these out. If you want to follow it, we can have a look at it. Right, so that has, it's been wicking off these outer extensions. I'll just show you where this scan is. And that's off a scan from the July last year. So that's over 365 days old. July, August, September, another 45 days. So it's 400 days old. And you can see how it's moved if you want to check. Is it still valid for you? Obviously, it's a very volatile pair. You have to see where your scans have come into it. And whether the pips still look okay. I mean, it still looks okay to me. It hasn't glitched, but I don't think it has. There's to the pip. Look at that. A year later. Can you see that? How it's that's the power of Pitchforks. Look at that. A year later. And there, not that one. Up here. There. So it's still hits the pitchfork perfectly. And let's have a look at current time on this scan. Come down to the 1 minute. So we can see that we've had a very long stall out. All along New York into Tokyo. That dip down is the news. So this is buying, but please don't do this on a live account unless you are quite experienced, because even for experienced people, it whips you out like one of those stingray fish. So
this one may go down.
Okay, it looks like, and it is very volatile. It's not one that we can easily decipher. It's the wildest one in the whole market, Chance says. So 2 weeks off the quarter theory. It's crossed over there, but of course it's still sitting in these Fibonacci. So from my point of view, if I looked at this, which I probably won't on a live account, I'd be looking for a buy. But there, where do you put your 1 minute trend line? You haven't got a lot of touches. That's about the best, and that, as Nuno's just said, shows that it's done a break and the retest of the 1 minute trend line. I've got a bit of a gap there.
Yeah, wait for it.
But those are my best touches. So what I want to see it do is this. And give us a break and a retest. Give us a move back up, but the 62 to come up above that. And you can't cover that quarter theory either. So it's not a brilliant pair for us to trade because it's so volatile. So if I was going to trade that, I'd like a situation where I had the red area covering the quarter theory to protect me. I'd like that 62 to come, and you can see it's just curling round, but come above the pitchfork, and obviously this to turn again. And then I've got 30 pips there, which GN will easily give you. But it can easily, as Nuno said, come back down here. It's so volatile, it can easily come back down here, can do what it likes. Okay, so we're going to leave that one, but that's how to analyze it. GU, let me write that down, GCAD, GN, GU, we've looked at Euro GBP. So I don't think I've got any other scans I'm going to draw for now. That's GA Shark. That must be a new one that's just come up. Oh, that's on the M15. Okay, could have a look at that. Nice big scan. 188. I was just slightly off of my measurement tool, but it doesn't matter. 46 pips it's moved off. It's a shark. It's coming to the second entry point. We don't enter until it's 50% between entry and TP1. sharks can move, the D points can move, make sure it's solidified or at TP1. And that again, where was the news? So the news caused the GBP to go down, wicked off and then took off. So that was quite a volatile move, 10.45, interesting. So again, same thing, GA, 18th at 15.30. You need to do it on the same time frame. So this is an M15, remember. 18th at 20.15. B, 21st at 01. And it's always high to lows, 21st, or lows to highs if it's a buy. 11.30 my time. And D, 22nd at 11.15. Yeah, that's ranging now. GA, M15, make sure your time zone bottom right is local to you as well. Time frame must be the same that you draw it on. So we're going to draw it on M15 on our trading view.
Yeah, on this one, the pair wants to go higher.
Okay.
Yeah, but seems certain on the higher time frame. Can you go to the 4 hour? Please. Yeah, you see that candle. The wick is huge. Each range in three quarter series. The last one.
That one. Oh,
The
that
last
one.
Yeah. You see?
Yeah, it's done 100, just over 100 pips, but it's a bit a doji.
Yeah,
it's 11 minutes left to run. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, like I said, he wants to go higher, but you don't know how or when. So yeah, we need to wait. Like you said, it's ranging.
Okay, thank you. So on our scanner, we've got it saying that it wants to sell with a wick off the D point. And we are waiting, as you say, for it to come another 50% to there or to TP1, because the D points can move on sharks. So it could well move up. It could well carry on moving up. Okay. So what we'll do is draw it on. And we want the M15. And we're going to start with the high because it's a sell, the 18th at 15.30. Oh, that's a bit peculiar. I don't really understand that. It's not the highest point, but never mind. We'll obey it. So it's that wick there, 18th at 15.30. I am on the M15. Yeah, 18th at 20.15 is going to be one of these. Oh. I'll draw it there, but I'll have to go back and check. 21st at 01. So I'm an hour out on mine. 21st at 11.30. And 22nd at 11.15. So why am I an hour out? Oh, it's slipped back to 3. That's why you need to check everything, because it's always high to low. So that makes the X point 14.30. And that's why, so that's why you just follow your gut instinct. I didn't check that the time on the Harmonic scanner had slipped back to, it always defaults to +3. So X, C, D. Can't see which is the higher. So when I get this problem, that's doing my eyes in. I put a horizontal line on, see if that helps me. And they both look exactly the same. So in that case, I shall pick, doesn't matter which one you pick, if they're exactly the same, I'm going to pick that one. Okay, and we're coming up to the last 10 minutes before the hour, so we don't get into trades then, but we just look to see, let them sort themselves out on the hourly candle, and then get in a couple of minutes afterwards. Up to 5 minutes afterwards, it can still be a bit all over the place. Sometimes the move's a bit later. Oops. And we'll see if we can run through a few more pairs. That's it. So now we're on. Lock them on. Come back to our current point in time on the 1 minute. And I'm going to take the scanner marking so that that reminds me. Well, that would be a very nice entry point for us if this 62 does come down, cross that blue 15 minute and run past it. That would be a very nice entry point for us if it does carry on going down. So I want TP1 is 1.775004 and halfway between 1.77, I'll just write it down, 1.77873. So just take a ray, 1.7787. $77872, and that is our text. That is our second entry. We don't go in on the first entry. And then, because you could be looking at other setups, so you want to know for sure when you come back on to look at a trade, you don't want to be having to think about all this. You just want to be focused very much in on the trade. So that's why if you've done all this beforehand, you can have the confidence to say, okay, I know exactly what I'm looking for. I don't have to check it all again and worry about it. 1.77500, and that is why I write it down on here. Doesn't matter how long it takes to get to it then. That's TP1. So 50% of that, 872, that's 36 pips, so 18, 1.77692. Again, I'll just write on it and then I know what I'm looking for. So 50%. So those are my possible entry points. And then I'll just put this on it because my ideal entry point would be this. And GA 15 pips. So for me, even if the ADR does say it wants to buy, I'm only looking for a sell on this at the moment till it hits this take profit area of that median line, the solid white line, and the quarter theory. I'm not looking for buys on this myself, on this strategy. Doesn't mean that any strategy is right or wrong. They're just different. Entry price. That's quarter theory. Okay, and then I'm going to put, so where am I going to put? I don't think I want to get involved in this as a trade until there. So personally, and I'll just look at other things if it doesn't behave. So personally, my alert is going to go here if I'm going to think about getting in on GCAD to do a trade. So settings, and that's just me, and that's just this strategy, and that's just what I see before me that I like the look of for the reasons I've outlined. Add alert. And now that's all set up. I know what I'm looking for. I know what these mean. I don't have to reanalyze them. I know what this means. I know what these mean. And I know what I'm waiting to see. And this is what I'm waiting to see, which is this. And on something like GCAD, that's a lovely take profit zone. Which would give us 50 pips. So that's just me, and that's just what I see now. It is a shark, so as I've said, Nuno said the ADR is up here, so it could well not solidify because we're not going to get in. You can get in on sharks on the second entry, but chance advises the 50%, chance and Sam say the 50% or the TP1. So for me, I'm going to go for that TP1 and not bother with it. So it can turn around, it can do what it likes until that scan redraws or disappears or the D point moves. That's my setup, and that's what I'm sticking to on this. Okay, so that's, you know, and then when I come to look at it, if it's doing that and playing out, fine. If it isn't, then, you know, redraw it, scrap it, reconsider. So just get into good trades. Euro GBP, there we are, it's stalled out, it's just ranging. I'm going to take that, let me just look at the hourly. I'm going to move that alert down on this. Or am I? No, I'm going to, that's still crossed over. I'm going to move it, I'm going to remove that. I'm going to put an alert along that trend line, see if it comes, and I'll extend it right, because eventually you can see that's going down. Price will have to make a decision out of this wedge. So let's see if it gives me something there. It has crossed over, it's got quite a strong momentum. It may fail to come back up here. in which case I'm not going to do anything with it, 52, until it's down at this point. I'm not going to take a quarter theory trade off this, so because we'll be out of London into New York, it's Euro GBP, so my next alerts will be set down here on this one unless another scan comes up. So again, I know what I'm looking for on Euro GBP, I know what I think about it, and you know, that's my second. This is where I want to come and look at it again here, and that is 11 pips off. So I don't think I don't know if I'd get in there, because that'll give me 10 pips just at the 1-to-1. Not sure. Don't like the look of that. I don't think Chance would like that. He'd probably look for another trade because you only want 3 or 4 good ones. So Euro NZD. Oh, okay. We haven't looked at that one, have we? I've still got all my old markups on it. Let's just look. Let me remind myself on the scanner we haven't missed anything. That was that one. Check it on Trader's Way. Same one. So I don't know if I've got this one. I'd like to draw this if I haven't. Check the points. 15th at 03. 16th at 2000. 17th 08. 18th 08. 22nd, sorry, at midnight, and that is 226, a nice scan. Let's move 72 off EN. That's on the hourly. Come to the hourly. I thought my last one was a buy one. There we are. I just got that up slightly because I want to be able to see how it crosses on this one. And that's a very faint one. Just bring it up a bit more because I just want to check another scan. I just want to, you don't need to use them all. Right, so I've just hidden that other one because I've got one very similar. So I'm on the hourly, 15th, so I just need to move this along a bit. That's going to be that point up there. Again, you can draw brush marks on, or you can just visually look. Neither's right nor wrong, just whatever suits you visually. 16th at 2000, 17th at 08, 18th at 08. Just look for your highs and lows. and that's crossed another scan, so that's excellent. 22nd at midnight there. Right, get your pitchfork, X, C, D, and make sure the magnet locks it on correctly. I like mine latest ones in white. Check it looks the same. Yes, it does. What's Euro GBP up to? Giving us another entry. That's a good entry. Oh, but it is and it isn't. Now this is where you can channel trade, but it can catch you out because it can just sit around here. Not my ideal, because it's already made its move. It's not necessarily now because of everything I said before about the timing. At end of London, New York, London pair doesn't move that fast. You could find you're stuck in it. It may sit. You see how it came down here? Not quite. So you know, but that's the 62 is leveled off, but it is coming down. If you shouldn't usually use this strategy just to get 5 or 10 pips, and the reason is because we're using levels. We're using major levels. So how do you know? You're just grabbing at a few pips here and there. You're not compounding. You're going to have to work twice or 3 times as hard on another trade. So not my kind of trade at all to get involved with it there, actually.
Yeah, on this one, you need to wait for the break.
Sorry?
On this one?
Yeah?
You need to wait for the break of the quarter theory because there are 3 touches already. The market rejected that quarter theory.
So wait for it to break
below the quarter theory.
Yes, good point. Very good point. As Nuno said, it's above the 62 and wait for it to break below.
Yeah, if you want to the 50 minutes.
Yeah.
You see 1, 2, 3 touches and rejected. Yeah. If you want for a sell, you need to wait for the break.
Yeah. So it was selling 2 doji candles. It's trying to buy, but it's rejecting off the pitchfork. And that's on the 15-minute. So if you're selling, you can see how on the 15-minute, it's quite a good idea to come up to this time frame. Thank you, Nuno. It's coming into this cheese wedge price trap. So it will have to make its decision sooner or later. But for me, that's not a good area to be trading in. So I just want to finish by drawing. I was on a bit late, so I'll just finish off a bit later. I just want to mark up what's happening on Euro NZD. That's obviously the highest candle there. Oh, go on, that's it. Nearly there. So that A point meets up with another point on an old scan, which is very good, makes it powerful. And here we are, back up to here. Lovely jubbly. Lock them on. Just check I did do that right. Yeah. And on to the 1 minute. So what have we got here? We've got, that was, what did we say? 226, 227, 227. 4 sixes, about 50, 60 pips per leg. 74, so you can take quarter theory trades on this one. So we've got, so you could take buys and sells because of the size of it. So it's done its big break and a retest. And it is, let's get this bigger. It's done the break and the retest. It is coming up again though, although that's crossed, the 62's crossed down below. EN is a fast pair. What's happening on our Euro GBP? So we've got the euros coming down, we think, and that's just going along there. GCAD, I just want to check how, so that is also resting, doing nothing in that little price trap area there. And GN, the same, a bit faster. So let's have a look here. So you can look at this one like this, and that's below and below that old pitchfork, so I like that as well. There we are, 15 to 20 down there. So I'm going to finish off by drawing this. Got that pitchfork there, I'll do it there and put an alert on. So we're looking for this. Oh, don't like that. Why is that saying that? Right, okay, so that's it from today. Stop sharing, check the chat. Morning all, morning everyone. So good trading and today, and I've got quite a few other things to sort out. I'm trying to get away at the end of the month, as you know, for a road trip. It's part business, part pleasure, so I will be doing lives and I will be doing trading. So the people I'm going to see at the second part of the trip are traders and you know, on my team. So that will be fun, and I know Connor is going to do some more daily sessions as well. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow, and I'm just trying to get through a lot of admin before I go. Hence, it's been a little bit, I haven't done quite so many sessions, but I'll try and stick to the Tuesday to Thursdays at least. So bye for now. Thanks for joining, and great to see you all. Bye.